يكون واضح. تذكروا المحاضرة في الساعة 10 قلنا في 6 خطوات للداتا مانجمنت، دايرين نقولهم مع بعض. يلا، في حد متذكر ال6 خطوات؟ What is the first step؟ preparation، اللي هي دي اللي اشتغلتوه مع استاذ رايد، انه تعمل كودينج وتعمل داتا انتري وكده. طيب بعد كده بعد الداتا انتري ايش يحصل بعد كده؟ كليننج. اذا في مشاكل، في بروبلمز، يو ايدنتيفاي ذم، يو كوريكت ذم. خلصنا من الداتا كليننج. بعدها
manipulation.
third step manipulation او transformation. ممتاز. وهو وراكم نوع من المانيبيوليشن والترانسفورميشن والكالكيوليشنز، وانا وريتكم حاجه بسيطه برضه. قمنا بقى دي ال3 مراحل الاولى. ال3 مراحل الثانيه شنو طيب؟
كوليشن،
داتا كوليشن، تجميع للداتا وترتيبها وكده. طيب، وكجزء منها حاجه اسمها داتا organization and presentation. هنشتغلوا بكره the whole day tomorrow، ومعاه جزء في الاخر عن الديسكريبتيف statistics. هنشتغل على الداتا كوليشن، organization وبرزنتيشن وكده. طيب بعد كده examination او inspection. يعني نحن الان الداتا عملنا لها كودينج وادخلناها، عملنا لها كليننج، عملنا لها كوليشن. الكوليشن عن جزء منه partly data organization, data presentation. بقت عندي داتا raw data وداتا manipulated data. الاثنين دول نعمل لهم inspection او examination. قلنا لما نعمل لهم inspection و examination بتطلع منهم حاجه اسمها descriptive statistics. والاخيره شنو بعد examination او inspection؟
analysis.
data analysis. وان شاء الله ده بنبداه tomorrow at the end of the day ونستمر فيه يوم الخميس. طيب في الجزء بتاع اليوم انا نصحتكم بانه you download a trial version of spss. I don't know whether you did or not, but I am going to use my version to demonstrate to you how you create a data file in spss. There are 3 ways. There are 3 ways. إما يكون عندك a ready made data file وموجود في الإنترنت بالمناسبة، ويو كان جو تو جوجل وتكتب داتا سيتس، كلمة واحدة داتا سيت. داتا سيت يقوم هو يطلع لك في السيرش كمية من المواقع فيها ready made data sets. حتى نحن في الموقع حقنا في الكورس بيج كاتبين نحن ريسورسز. الريسورسز دي او تريننج ماتيريال، لو ضغطت عليها بتفتح لك كميه من الداتا سيتس. طيب الداتا سيتس دي ممكن تستعملها فور تريننج وممكن تستعملها كتمبلت قالب، لانه التوصيف فيها جاهز، انت بس تغير شويه اشياء and you use the ready made file. النوع الثاني اللي هو فايل انت عملته في اكسل you can import it to spss. فاذا النوع الثاني، اذا عندي spss فايل جاهز جبته من مكان ما، اما استخدمه اتدرب عليه او استخدمه هو نفسه اعدل عليه and I use it for my research، او استخدم الاكسل فايل نفسه اللي انا دخلت فيه الداتا ادخله مباشره في spss and we are going to try this. والنوع الثالث انه you create the file from scratch. Now it is time الآن إنه أنا أعمل شيرنج للسكرين، شير وأطلع ال SPSS. Now أنا بديت ال SPSS لكن ما عملت فيه للآخر. شايفين هنا ال SPSS أول حاجة الشيرنج طلع مش كده؟
Yes.
You can see my screen. أنا أقفل لي أفتح ال SPSS. This is the SPSS. أول ما تفتح بتفتح لك طوالي ملف فاضي untitled، ملف blank. It's a blank file. طيب I want you to look at the left bottom corner, left lower corner. فيه 2 layers. There are 2 layers. layer اللي هي الفاتحة دي this open layer is called data view. This is the data view. يعني when you enter data, you enter it in this data view. لو لاحظتوا أنا I'm going to enter data 5 4 3. I am now entering data. ده اسمه data view. ولكن الداتا دي أول ما عملت لها entry قام مسمى لي هنا فوق في at the top of the column var 0001. يعني this is the first variable by definition. هو بسميه كده by definition. But this is not what you do. What you do is انت اللي تعمل definition للفاريبل. من وين؟ Where do you do that؟ عندنا الفيو الثاني اللي هو اسمه variable view. Let me move from variable view to a data view. This is the data view and this is the variable view. To enter data, you only need to know how you deal with these two views. وبالتالي this menu you might not need it الآن. لأنه المنيو ده لو لاحظته فيه a number of items. أهم item فيها هو the most important item is help. If you don't know anything about anything, you click help and you seek help. The others I am going to use gradually. Today we use some of them, tomorrow we use more, and so on. Let us, for example, I want to create a data file about a research. A research was studying the relationship between gender or sex, the relationship between gender and sex, occupation and residence, and the blood pressure. ده نشوف هل في علاقة. Is there any relationship between gender and blood pressure? Is there any relationship between residence, the city of residence, and blood pressure? يعني do people living in Riyadh are more prone to hypertension or not? In comparison with those living in Jeddah or Dammam, are they more prone? Those working as doctors, are they more prone to hypertension? Those working, males, are males or females more prone to high blood pressure? فإذا what are my variables? أول variable, very important variable. أنا بمشي للvariable view. وبقوم هنا لو لاحظت الvariable view فيه name, فيه type, widths, decimals, label, values, missing, columns, etc. You cannot study all of them in one session, but you need to know the basics. First of all, I would like to give this a name. So I will delete this default because I used it before and it's default. I want to put ID here. This is ID. And then this ID, is it a numeric value ولا نشوف الخيارات؟ بنسميها the type of data, the type of variables. تذكروا نحن we gave you 2 sessions on types of data. One of them are recorded material, one of them was delivered by Professor Omar Kassoudi. There are different types of data, but here they are expressed in a different way. But if you look at them, you can have numeric data, you can have a comma, dot, scientific notation, date, dollar, custom currency, string, etc. I advise you to concentrate on numeric and the string. The difference between the two, numeric will only accept numbers, string will accept everything, but it will consider numbers as characters, not numbers. So if you say this variable is a string variable, if you enter data later on saying this is going to be 2, 3, or 1, these will not be numbers that can be used for calculations. They will be considered as if they are just characters like alphabet and other types of characters. فإذا I want you to concentrate on numeric and string, these for nominal and these for nominal and ordinal and qualitative, and these for quantitative variables. Now in the same window, you will find here the widths. This width by default, it is 8 characters. If you are going to use numeric data, and for example, you are going to use your university number, you better increase it to more than the number of the characters of your university number. So I'm going to make it 12. And is it going to contain decimal places? At default is 2. The default is 2 decimal places. But again, for the ID, I don't want any decimal, so I keep it as 0. So I selected numeric, 12 characters wide, and no decimal. Okay, now I defined the type of my variable, the width, and the decimal. Now, this is important number 5 here, which is called the label. And what do I mean by label? What is this ID? The actual name, identification document. Here you can add values. This we will deal with later on. But these are the most important variables I mean characteristics of the variables you need to deal with. Let me add another one. This is ID. I said, what is the sex? No, let us start with age. Age. And also, it's also numeric, I think. Age will only accept, let's say, concrete data. Discrete data. And discrete data for age, if I want, I would say later on age in years. So age in years, it will only accept up to 3 decimal points. No, the 900 up to 999. فنخليه 3 الويدث is 3 and no decimals. Now, what is the label? نقول age in years. Age in years. Okay? خلاص نحن قلنا نجيب لحد هنا we stop up to the 5th definition. Let us do the next one, sex. Now, for example, for sex, you can use M and F to mean male and female. And you can also use 1 and 2 to mean males and females, or females and males. Okay, so it's going to be a string here. So you select string, and because you only want them to enter 1 character, so you make this 1, and then, okay, 1. And this is important because if you leave it open, 8, if you enter F, you have to press enter, or you need to press the key, the navigation keys, the arrows here. Like if you keep it as 1 character, once the data entry, the operator entering the data, puts a character, it will move automatically to the next variable. So you make it 1 because you are expecting to use only F and M, or 1 and 2. Now, here, we need to specify this. In where? Where do I put it? Here I say gender. Okay? And then I go to values. Now I want to specify the value. You can select, either you say male, M, and female is F, or you say 1 is male, 2 is female. So what I'm going to do is use female F, and then the label is female. I will add this, and then I will add another one, which is M, and here I say male. By the way, let me go back to this. I will remove it. I will put F, because it was mistaken, female, add, and then M, male, and then add. I added 2 values, and these 2 values are the only 2 values which are going to be accepted in this for this variable, and they say, okay. Now you get what this values means. The values to be entered by the operator who is going to enter the data. Now let me go to the next, which is city of residence. خلاص COR. It's also going to be string, and it's the name of a city. And because the names of the cities can be variable, let us keep it here. Sorry, here also make it 12 because it's 12 characters. Okay, and then here I'm going to give the label. What COR mean? It means city of residence. City of residence. Okay, if you want to specify the cities as a drop-down list and you use code, then I would put R means Riyadh, add J means Jeddah, add M Medina, add, and so on. D is Dammam, add, H is Kafuf, add, and so on. And you keep adding the values, and we will see later on what this means. Then I will go to, after age, sex, now occupation. OCC, it's also string. Now, because occupation I cannot make values, maybe anything. So I just put there 12, or let us make it 20. The width of the column, the number of characters that, and by the way, I forgot to mention one important point. Okay, now here it's 8 characters, but this column is now 8 characters wide. I need to increase the width of the column to be more or equal to the width of the number of characters. So here, instead of having 12 characters in an 8 characters column, I'm going to make it also 12. So the column will be 12. This column should be 20, so that it will accept the 20 characters and I can actually see them. So this is another point I needed to mention. Now, systolic blood pressure, which is also, this is numeric, huh? And no decimals. Decimals are 0, okay. Must be a number, not 0, sorry. Okay. And then I didn't label it. I will go back and label it after I finish the systolic blood pressure. It is also numeric and it is 0 decimals. Okay, but I have to label it. This one is occupation. And this one is systolic blood pressure. And here I get the blood pressure from there. I make this capital and then I go there, I say diastolic. Diastolic blood pressure. And then it's a numeric value. Now I have finished all my variables in the variable view. Let me go to the data view. As you can see now, the data view is ready. And you can see ID, age, sex, COR, OCC, SBP. And you can see this icon, it means string, and this means numeric. People know that this is numeric by this icon there. This symbol next to the name of the variable. Also, when you pass the cursor above it, it will give you the name, the label, the time, the measure, etc. Here also, if you just hover, they call it you hover above it, then it will show you its systolic blood pressure and numeric value. If you want this to be always there, you can switch between values and labels from here. If I click like that, you see, you can switch from characters, labels, and let me click there. Okay. I don't know why it use variable sets. Okay. Now you can enter data. ID, blah, 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 blah. Let us go to age, 34. If I put 1,000 years, why did it accept? Because, let me see. Let me go to the variable view. Age, where is age? Age, numeric 3 character. It is not supposed to accept more than 3 because I told that the width is 3 characters. It is not supposed to accept. Why? I don't know why it accepted 10,000. It's supposed to accept only 3. For example, 45 years of age. Now, here you don't need to enter anything. Once you click in the cell, you will have a drop-down menu. You click and select is it male or female. For example, here also you can see where Riyadh or wherever. Occupation, you have to enter it and see student. Now, you need to advise the person who is entering the data to be consistent. I mean, you don't enter student once with a capital and once with a small s. He must be consistent in entering data which are not a drop-down menu. Systolic blood pressure is a number which is 120 over 80. And then put another ID, blah, 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 and so on. 30 years, 26, 3 years of age. I click there, select female. I click there, select Jeddah. And then I put student again, and so on. This is that entering, coding and entering data. This is the variable view, and this is the data view. After I finish, I will give you the chance to actually exercise if you already downloaded SPSS trial version. If you haven't, I will show you how to do that. Now,
excuse me, doctor.
Yes, please.
Can't we just import the already given data from the Excel sheet?
Yes, I told you there are 3 ways. I am going to show you how to do the first one. Now, when do you do this? You do this when you have your data in paper, and nobody have entered them into Excel. So if they are paper-based, then you do this. And there are, by the way, advantages of using SPSS, and there are advantages of using Excel. So the choice is yours at the end after you understand the advantages of this and the advantages of this for data entry, for preparing data. For example, let me show you now one example. I entered the student with ST without the U, and student with the U. And now I want to produce a frequency distribution table. We will go into this tomorrow. But we can now see some frequency distribution tables. But you can see here there are many functions. There are many functions. So you go to analyze, okay? And then you go to tables. And then you say custom tables or whatever. So you can custom table, define variable properties, and so on. We will do this tomorrow, inshallah. فإذا once you start dealing with data, for example, go to descriptive statistics and say frequencies. Now, it will ask me to select which frequencies you are looking for. Let me select all of them. I will just click. I move from here. We will do this tomorrow together, no problem. You do this, click, and then you move all of them to this side. You move them. You can highlight all of them and move them together, and then say, okay. It will work on the data and produce frequency tables. If you do this while you immediately after you enter the data, then you can have a look at the frequencies. If you see their occupation, one is a student and one is a student, you will realize that there is a problem here because this student is without a U. Now here you go back to do the data cleaning. You see, you can go back to data cleaning, and when you clean the data, sorry, let me show you this. Once you do some analysis, it will open what we call an output file. So you have two files and open. One of them is this output file, and one of them is actually the data file. I will go back to student here. I can do it automatically by editing. If I found many mistakes with the same type, I can go to edit and replace, find and replace. But if it is only one, I will just click on it and correct it. Now let me, of course, this will not change. This will not change. Let me close it and say do not save. And then I will do the same again. Analyze. Excuse me. Okay. I went to analyze. I told you go to descriptive statistics and frequencies. Frequencies, they are already selected. I will say okay. Now, if you look again, it is student 2. The frequency is 200%. So this, we will do this tomorrow because this is one part of tomorrow's work. But I want you to download spss. I want you to create a file, enter the variables, enter some data. When you come tomorrow, you will have something to work with. Otherwise, I can give you ready-made files. طيب. كان سألنا صالح سؤال مهم. خلاص ده عرفناه. Let us do not save this, no. والفايل ده خليه open كده. ولكن صالح قال مش أحسن أنا أجيب إكسل فايل على طول. Let me see. أمشي الفلاش حقي هنا. وأمشي الفلاش. I already have some data sets. And I have this same blood pressure file. This BP I just created in Excel, remember? Parameters and blood pressure or blood pressure. Let us open it first here as an Excel file. This is the Excel file that I created from the Google form. This is the Excel file, okay? It is ready. Elena, let us close the Excel file, save, yes. What's our legal CVS? Blood pressure 2. Okay. خلاص بقى عندي الفايل دي. I will go back to SPSS. هنا امشي فايل بعدين import data from, you see there is a very long list of databases from a database or from an Excel ولا comma separated values. دي Excel أو comma separated values will work. Both of them will work. Let us try CVS. CVS files. أنا داير أمشي وين هو موجود في ماي فلاش هنا في وأقوم أختار this file وقال لي هذول أقول له okay look what happens. خلاص. فتح لي بالمناسبه، فتح لي على طول an output file. اقفل ال output file and have a look at what happened here. واحد، انا عملت import لديتا، واصلا كان الملف حق جيف اهو ده شايف تايم ستامب. متى التايم ستامب ده بالمناسبه؟ لانه انا جبته من جوجل فورم، والاي دي والايج والسكس والسيتي اوف ريزيدنس والاوكيبيشن والستاتيك بلاد بريشر. لاحظ دي جاب لي الاسماء كامله، جاب لي الليبل وليس. ليش؟ لانه ده انا اخذته دايركتلي from an Excel file. عرفت الان the difference. If I created the file directly in Excel, in SPSS, I can make the labels, I can make the codes, and so on. But the advantage of importing data from Excel is also advantageous because you can import the data which is already entered through a file in Google Form. So I opened, by the way, I opened the file. I didn't import the data because these are two different things. Here, I will tell you import data. Sorry, I imported the data. I didn't open the file. Let me close this one, close this file by exiting from here. No, do not use. No, no. But I don't want to save anything. I will start SPSS from the beginning. IBM SPSS statistics. It needs time to. In the meantime, let me just go to the internet and prepare for. I'll go there, go to Google. Then you just SPSS download, huh? And you download this one, the latest version from Sonic or from IBM directly. The first one or the second one. Let us go to IBM, the official site of SPSS. And here it says, try SPSS statistics at no more cost, and you can download from this site. And there are some data sheets, etc. So here, there is campus edition and there is grade. You can download some campus edition, or you can download a student edition. So you can do that from this. You can go to resources, or if you want to click directly, you go to Sonic is prevented in the university, and the university it will not allow you to download from Sonic. Lakin you download it from. Let me put it there straight away. SPSS student version download. Okay. And then you go, it's called the graduate pack. Okay. SPSS statistics there. There. Okay. Now, these are the products. This the first product is for Windows. So you can download this version. And also here, you for installation, license, and technical issues, student version, graduate pack, contact your vendor. So anyhow, since you are going to do it at home, you can download it from Sonic. Now, okay, let us. It is now open. Let me see. Okay, it usually opens this dialog box at the beginning. You can stop that by clicking here. Don't show this dialog in the future. And then you close it. And then this is, now I open the fresh copy. Now, I said there are two ways, either import data or open data. If you say open and you click on data, you can select a file type. Here it is ready as comma separated files ولا شنو. الأنواع المختلفة that can be imported, all of this. So you select Excel or CSV, and then you go there, and then you open the file. It will tell you what is going to happen, and then you will say next, 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 whatever. You can make some changes here. مثلا this name, you can change it, next, and so on. And you finish. So then it will give you the chance to manipulate the issues, the variable names before you actually open. And this is the report. You close the report or you minimize. And as you can see, I changed just one word, which is time. But I could have changed all the others while I am opening the file, not importing the file. So there are two ways of opening Excel files or any other types of files in spss. One of them is file import, and the other one is open data. Open data will give you the chance to do some modifications, while import, it will import the data directly into an open sheet. This is what I wanted to deal with today. In the morning, you dealt with producing an Excel file. Now, in the afternoon, we dealt with creating, and by the way, it is not called an SPSS file, it is called a data dictionary. It's a data dictionary. And then, of course, you have to save it. Save as, because you want to save it now as an SAV, اللي هو the file type of SPSS. So let us call it also blood pressure. And you select where you want to save it, and it will be saved as a CSV, not a CSV, an SAV file, and I will say save. Now I have created an Excel, an SPSS file. What I want you to do today in the evening is to download SPSS, install it, and the first assign is to create an Excel file using the variables in your proposed research. And if you can enter some data, you can enter the data and save the file. I want you also to create a data dictionary or an SPSS file. You need to define the variables, and you need to enter some data. And I want you to identify problems that you will face, because tomorrow we will start by asking you, have you done it or not? If you have done it, have you faced any problems that we can help you with? And then we will sort out the problems and we'll start the next step in our course. I also advise you to go to the internet and search for data sets. Go and search for data sets. For example, you have a nutrition research. You say nutrition research data sets. Then download. Okay? For example, Nutrition 5K, a comprehensive nutrition data set. You can go to this site. Also, this is central download data, food data central. I open these sites. If I go there, you will find data to download. You will find data to download. So download data. So here, for example, this one is a data set, جاهز. It's a folder, a whole folder. فأنا هعمل download للfolder دي. It's one. This is too huge. This is too huge. Forget about it. Let me see something else. Anyhow, you can find many data that you can download. API, yes, zip. You can see many files. This is ready NC, separated values format. You can foundation food, 2.5 megabyte. It's already, you see, it is being downloaded. Let me open this zipped folder. And there, you see many files about nutrition, sample food, acquisition samples, agricultural samples, many data sets that you can use for training. And you can also use, if the file is similar to the file you are trying to create, so it will be ready. It's a ready file filled with data. You can use it for exercise. You just write data sets. If we go to this one also, data, you see, there are data files. I will show you one, for example, I downloaded about hypertension. Let me go to my flash, data sets, okay. Saudi Arabia. Okay, I downloaded this file from the internet. It's about the blood pressure in Saudi Arabia. And these are a number of people, years, and many years, starting 1975 in different years. You can see 2012, 2013, 2015, the different years. And then we have males and females, and we have, for example, this one is the mean systolic blood pressure in Saudi Arabia in 1975. And then it is almost the same. And you can go through them and see whether the mean, it started rising. The blood pressure, the mean blood pressure in Saudi Arabian population started rising. So this is useful data I can download directly from the internet and use it either for exercise or for foundation research. This is all I wanted to say today. I will stop sharing and then go to okay. Assalamu alaikum. Can you hear me? Because I see that my...
Yes, we can.
Yes, we hear you.
No further. Any questions? You have any questions for me? Okay, if you don't have questions, just remind me of the assignment. The assignment, I want you to create an Excel file using the variables in your proposed research. I also want you to download spss, set it up in your laptop or your desktop, whatever, and then create a similar file in spss. And try to enter any mock data that we can use tomorrow for training. Okay?
Okay, thank you, Prof.
Okay.
Okay, assalamu alaikum.